I found this. Bear with me. I know it's in rough condition, but it has the same type of like double clasp. The inside's actually nice too. Clearly it's been really worn down. There's no label in it, so I don't actually know what year it was made or where it's from, but I'm actually going to try and reupholster this with the black velvet that's left over and actually make this like a giant bow purse to match the bow that's gonna go on my head with the outfit. So hopefully it all works. This is super ambitious, and I'm really excited, so yay. Now what I have is this purse that I thrifted for $4. It's in real bad shape. That's where the tag was. And these are really like chewed up. So there are little screws here. So I'm hoping I can unscrew them and then just sew a piece of the velvet like in a tube and like scrunch it up over that. And then the rest of it, I'm not gonna go too crazy. I'm actually just gonna hot glue it into place after I trace that out. So let's see if we can open this buddy. So the first thing you want to do here is take any hardware that you see out of the purse. These were little tiny screws. They were kind of old and soft, so they were getting a little mushy and breaking down, but I was able to get all the screws out so that I could release the handles from this and take all the hardware off the purse. Point, I'm realizing this purse is much more flakier than I thought, and I really needed to wipe it down with some Clorox, so I just pulled the rest of that hardware off and gave it a good wipe. So first I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna get my ruler, and I'm gonna do double the size so that it has like a scrunch effect on the handle. Fix this. Next, we're drafting up a pattern for the handle right here. All I'm doing is finding the length of the handle, using a ruler to draw a straight rectangle, and then doubling the length of that. I didn't really know the exact length. I just doubled the ruler twice because I really wasn't that concerned with being perfect. Next, we want to finish making the pattern of the bag. We do that by laying down the bag on its side and tracing out its first initial shape. The next thing you're going to do after that is you're going to roll it up, and you're going to get that midsection, the connecting part of the bag, and then you'll roll the bag the opposite way. You could just fold the pattern in half at this point, but I just didn't want to. I'm lazy, and I didn't think of it until just now when I'm watching this. After you have the basic shape of the bag drawn out, you're going to want to take your ruler and leave about like a ½ inch to an inch allowance so that you can fold this over the edges of your bag. So that's just what I'm just doing here, is extending the pattern on all the sides. And voila, we have our pattern pieces. You're then going to take that fabric from the dress that we opened up before. I did not put this in this video. That is in a different video that's also going to be published after this, so it's really unhelpful. I am folding the fabric in two, and I'm putting down the strap length that I want to sew over, and I'm cutting it out. I thought using this wheel was going to be helpful, but it was really hard. I don't recommend. Now we're just doing this other part of the pattern. I don't know why I'm doing this with the fabric, the good size facing up. I really recommend you flip it over. It'll probably be a little less messy and a little easier to cut. For this part of the pattern right here, I did not cut this shape off or out. I just put in 2 little cut marks where the indents go, so I still had enough fabric to fold over that part of the bag and adhere. This is me making a pattern for the side part of the bag, so we can cover that as well. All right, now take a piece of fabric and fold it in half so you get 2 side pieces out of this. Lay the side pattern that you just made on top of it and cut it out. I did end up sliding a cutting mat under this just because it was going to make it a little easier. I don't think cutting these out with the electric scissors would have been very fun. But also, this damn wheel gave me so much trouble. Like, I don't recommend that either. I probably need a new blade, but I didn't have one, and I wasn't going to get one. Alrighty, class, grab your handy dandy glue gun because we are using this for the rest of the project. And I recommend a popsicle stick because you are pressing this down with your fingers. You will burn yourself, and I don't recommend. And a celebratory wiggle because I'm honestly just making this project up as I go. I'm not sure if this was gonna work. I'm just really experimenting, trying things out, and taking you along the process with me. So let's hope this goes well for all of us. And now a word from artist Christina. It's working! I'm listening to a murder story. Honestly, crap book. Wouldn't recommend. Completely obvious in the first 2 chapters what was going on. The main character is too dumb and in her own stuff to figure it out. I'm only finishing it, 1, to prove that I was right, and because I paid for it. Audible ain't free. It's working! Thank you, artist Christina. That was incredibly unhelpful. Now let's get back to work. For this part, I was just stretching the fabric to make sure my cut that I made did fit, and now you're just really pulling it, putting glue on the inside of the purse, folding it over and pressing it down. Do this first. Do not put glue all over the side of the bag.
It'll just make the side of the bag look gross and crusty, and you're not gonna like it.
That is nothing hot glue can do. Okay, purse is fully covered. I'm pretty damn proud of myself, and I'm starting to put the hardware back on, so it's gonna look nice and neat. And the last thing I'm gonna have to do is sew those tubes for the thing, and then it'll be completely covered, and then I can work on the bow. And oh my god, today started off so bad. I was crying, I was not feeling good, and now I'm pretty damn happy. So I'll just keep doing this. Look at that. Best $4 I ever spent. Although the thrift store, they have all their bags, and like most of them are trash, and it says all bags $8. Ridiculous. This one was so bad that they marked it down to $4, and I was like, done. Okay, I should probably put the screws back in, but all right, not too shabby. Push that up. Who would have known popsicle sticks were gonna come in so handy? Put this lines up. We are living in a material world, and I am a cheap girl. Ooh! Nah, I don't care. Got that hardware back on. Purse is looking not like it's falling apart to pieces, because remember, this is what we started with. This was the texture of the entire purse. That's flaky. I redid the whole thing and now put the hardware back. Voila!
It looks good.
You know, the fact that you say that so shockingly is a little insulting, actually. Do I really care that much about what the inside of this looks like? Nope.
Yay, we're about to make the bows for the project. So we have the large square for the bow on the purse, the small rectangle for the bow for the hair, and the 2 rectangle tubes that we cut out for the straps. You're just gonna sew along all those sides while leaving a little gap in the middle of one of the sides.
All right, welcome back. We are on hopefully the last day of the project. The bag has been completely redone with velvet. I can't believe how great this worked out. The thing we're gonna do right now is we're gonna do the straps. I made these extra long cords because I want it to bunch up, so I'm gonna flip these inside out. So I have 1, 2 for each strap. And then I have the bow for my hair that I just sewed in a rectangle and left the center open. And then the bow for the bag. So we're gonna assemble those. Let's see if the handles look the way I want them to look. Okay, so a way you can flip this fabric inside out is you can pin a safety pin on it and pull it through. It takes forever, and I don't want to do that, so I invested in one of these. And you just slide it through the fabric. I've actually never used one, so it hooks onto the edge of the fabric here. Then you just kind of... This feels like super flimsy. I'm afraid I'm gonna break it. Okay. It's awful. One is done. Oh, I just heard it rip. This is so much faster than how I normally do it. This was worth the $3 investment. Although now it's stuck, so I might be eating my words. There we go. Move the bows to the side right now. And hopefully these handles work the way I want them to. Push that back. These are nasty. I'm happy I made a cover for them. Oh my god, what if I can't get them back in? Oh no. What can I push this in like this, maybe? Ew, 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 it feels so gross. Alright, something's happening. This candle smells bitchin'.
All right, this next part's pretty easy. You just take those 2 long rectangles that we sewed and scrunch them all the way over the handle. You'll press the other side of the handle back in. I use a screwdriver to do this.
This is working just like I wanted it to. That never happens. Oh, my tendonitis. Watch I not finish this just because I'm in pain. Okay, I'm taking the hot glue, and I want these to not fall under it, so I'm gonna slide these up and then slide it right over the glue, which hopefully doesn't look awful. A little bit of it. Hot glue fixes everything, or ruins it. How's it look from your angle? Good? I'm also pinching the end under so it's kind of like a false hem so that we don't have that rough cut sitting out from that. I can't believe this is working. I didn't think it would at all. I am smart. Oh, cute! Okay, I'm gonna do the other one and then we'll start with the bow. The base of the purse is done and she is looking fire. Yay me. Now we're gonna go on to the bows that we need to make, the one for the hair and the one for the bag. So I already sewed these. You leave an opening right in the center here. I don't know if I filmed that because the camera died. And now I'm just gonna push it all through the center. And then normally you want to take like a pen or a pencil or something that can really poke these corners out to make them nice and crisp. I see that I've left nothing for myself to do that. Okay, so normally when you flip something inside out, you want to stitch up this hole. We don't need to because we're going to be covering it. This strap that I removed from the collar that already has part of a hem is going to work perfect for the center area of the bow. So I'm just going to cut that now. One of these days I'm going to cut myself with a scissor. Make sure you can wrap it fully, and that's where your next cut's going to go.
Okay, to make the bow, you're just gonna start pinching in at the center and pulling in until you get like a bow shape. I took 2 sewing pins and I pinned it in the shape where I wanted it. After I put the 2 pins in, I took a needle and thread and I just pushed it through these ripples to really hold them in place. If you don't want to sew, you don't have to do that. You can use hot glue to push it together as well, or just wait until you wrap it. Okay, you're gonna take that little piece for the center, fold it in on both sides, and then you're gonna wrap it around the bow, and you're gonna use hot glue to secure it in the back. I also did sew them together a little bit in the back because I just wanted to make sure it didn't come apart, but you absolutely do not have to do this. Ta-da! Look at her, she's so cute! Okay, now on for the bow for the bag. I was just making sure that the bow was as long as I wanted it to be. I'm flipping it inside out. We're gonna pinch and gather at the center just like we did before. I'm gonna sew through that center, do the wrap, and then I will start putting it on the bag. Okay, this is what it's gonna look like when we put it onto the bag. I might have to shift it over a bit. So what I did is I just started pinning it into place, and then after I got the one side kind of pinned into place, I went in with hot glue and I definitely glued down the middle of the bow first to keep it stable and sturdy. Then I went in and I glued down each ruffle. I was trying to make sure the bow stayed up and creased, so I really was like gluing everywhere the fabric touched so that I would have these nice crisp ridges in my bow. So take your time when you're doing that. Play with it first before you put the glue down. This is very sped up and there's a lot of cuts. This took me quite a bit of time.
I did it! The bow bag is done. It looks so much better than I thought it was gonna. I'm impressed with myself. I'm so happy. I was trying to take my glasses off so you can actually see my face, but this is it. Bring it a little closer. Oh no, I might have to fix the lighting for you guys to like see this a little bit better. But oh my god, she's so pretty. Ah. Yay. So close to believe it.